joining us for Discover Ireland in Spring. My name is Tabitha, and I'm a representative for Baxter Travel Media today. We do have 4 webinars set for you, and we're very excited to see them. So once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we do request that all questions be held until the end of the presentation, at which point we will be having a short question and answer session, at which point you can write any questions that you do have in chat box 4 on the right-hand side of your screen, and a moderator will direct them to the appropriate respondent. Should you have any technical questions or difficulties, please feel free to write them in chat 4. Just checking now, can everybody hear us clearly? If not, please make a note of that. Okay, so it does seem as though there is an echo. We will be requesting that all individuals turn off their speakers or turn off any speakers or external recording at this time while we try to sort out that technical difficulty. Thank you for your patience. Is that any better? It seems as though the echo has subsided. Fantastic. So, with that taken care of, we are going to launch right ahead into the first presentation, and we do request your patience as we load that. We will be introducing you now to Helen Cole, and she'll take it away from here. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to the webinar.
Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the Tourism Ireland Education Webinar, Discover Ireland this spring. Today we're joined by 3 partners live from Ireland. We have Tim Campbell, who's from St. Patrick's Centre, Kevin Kerr from Aperture West, and also Michelle King from the Moulton Hotel. So they're going to talk to you about their wonderful products and services in Ireland. What I will do to kickstart is just to give you a bit of an overview about what really makes Ireland so special. For those of you who maybe aren't so familiar with Ireland, this is a really good overview on, when you're talking to your clients and customers, what they can experience, what they're going to have as an experience when they come back from Ireland. So first and foremost, Ireland is quite an ancient historical land. So your customers will really see a lot of our built heritage as they're driving through the countryside, everything from our castles to our Neolithic sites to our ancient burial tombs. Ireland is a really lively, engaging entertainment, kind of fun-filled location and destination. We really, experience our culture through our dance, our music, our food. We have a great program of festivals throughout the year. So it really is a fantastic location where your consumers can get involved and jump into the spirit of Ireland. As you all probably know, those of you who have sent clients and customers to Ireland, the people of Ireland are really friendly and warm and hospitable. We love having visitors into our homes and into our hotels, and we like to treat them very, very well. So the people of Ireland are very welcoming. Our spectacular and diverse scenery is really wonderful. For such a small destination, it's actually quite a diverse landscape, and I know some of the suppliers today, in particular Kevin, can talk about the amazing scenery and the photography options that are open for customers. The Wild Atlantic Way, which I'll talk a little bit more about, is a new 2,500 kilometre driving route, and it's a great idea to kind of dip in and out of, especially in the mild spring weather coming up for 2015. The food in Ireland as well, it's really gone through a bit of a revolution in Ireland in terms of what we have to offer. We're a very organic, sustainable country. We really, love our food. We're meat producing, dairy producing, so the choices are endless. Moving on to the next point of reference now, and this is, really how you can discover Ireland in spring in 2015, is the fantastic choice of access open to Canadian consumers now. The flight time is only 6.5 hours from Toronto to Dublin, Sometimes it's 5.5 if you get a really good tailwind. And you can actually fly year-round now from 2015 with our national carrier Aer Lingus from Toronto to Dublin, and with Air Canada Rouge as well, offering a year-round service. So just a reminder that obviously the fares in the shoulder season, in that kind of early springtime, are going to be a lot lower than the peak season. And Ireland is a great location to discover in spring because of the mild temperate climate. We also have our seasonal aircraft, Air Transat and WestJet, who start a little later in the year, but they do have a brilliant service. So on to why you should send your customers, to Ireland nice and early. Spring, it's actually February 1st, so we're all freezing in Canada. Ireland is actually going to have its first day of spring on the 1st of February. It's actually based on the Celtic calendar, and it's also known as St. Bridget's Day. So our springtime goes from February to April. The average highest temperature is from about 8 to 12, so it's pretty mild, and we have such a mild climate in Ireland because of the Gulf Stream that scoots around the country along the coast, and it really does keep Ireland in a very mild, moderate, kind of temperate climate, which is really important to know. And then summer is May to July, and the average temperature is between 18 and 20. If we're really lucky, we might get 22 to 23 degrees high in summer. So one of the top spring festivals, which is perfect to be talking about today because you're going to hear a lot more from Tim Campbell from the St. Patrick's Centre, is St. Patrick's Festival. The hub of the festival really is in Dublin, and that's from the 14th to the 17th of March. And, it's quite a large parade in Dublin. There's many parades that happen throughout the country, in fact, but in Dublin they really have a big St. Patrick's Festival that happens for 4 full days. So there's lots going on for everybody. And now you can fly direct from Toronto to Dublin for this amazing festival. So definitely one to keep in mind. The food in spring, we have to talk about the amazing lamb that we produce. Lovely smoked Irish salmon. I mentioned we're a dairy producing country, so you have lots of wonderful cheeses, goat's cheese in particular. And obviously a good pint of Guinness goes along with all that wonderful food very well. Just a nice picture of the Botanic Gardens in Belfast there. The flowers in spring are lovely. Everything's in bloom. As you're going along the Wild Atlantic Way, you can definitely see beautiful shots of scenery. I talked about the route being about 2,500 kilometres, and if you look at the map here on the right, it starts in Kinsale in Cork, and it runs the whole way up the coast, the west, southwest, northwest, all the way up to Donegal in the north of the country. So beautiful scenery. I know you're going to see a lot more beautiful shots today. A really good little app to tell your customers about is the Wild Atlantic Way app. It's free and it's well worth downloading. So that's a little synopsis from me just to get us going for today. And I'm going to hand you over to Tim Campbell from St. Patrick's Centre, who is going to talk to you a lot more about his wonderful centre and what they do and how they dedicate it to the famous patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick. So if you just bear with us for 2 seconds, we're going to set up his presentation now. So thank you.
My name is Tim Campbell. I'm the director of the St. Patrick's Centre here in Downpatrick. We call it St. Patrick's Country because within 2 kilometres of where we are is the first church in Ireland, the first healing wells in Ireland, and of course the place where St. Patrick himself is buried. So what I'm going to do is take a quick scoot through St. Patrick's Country to tell you a little bit about that. It starts in Armagh as both a driving trail and a walking trail. And you see that we're located in the northern part of Ireland, so 2 main counties, Armagh and Downpatrick, and it's literally just across the border from the Republic. It probably takes about, well, I'd say these days probably takes about an hour to get into St. Patrick's Country if you take a left when you come out of the airport. And these are some of the road signs and brandings that you will see all the way along this St. Patrick's Trail. This is a more detailed map of it, going through from Armagh. We're going to travel through Newry, which is the border crossing town, and then through the beautiful mountains of Mourne into Downpatrick, and it ends in just at the minute for coming into the spring of 2015. We've got a fantastic new product, and that is St. Patrick's Walking Trail. So it's a 75 miles, so it's at about 130 kilometers signed route, which starts in Armagh. It's like a Camino, and it goes through the mountains of Mourne and ends at the St. Patrick Centre. So we're going to follow that, and we've got all these different road signage to be able to help people to do that. A lot of it is off-road, and anybody who comes can pick up St. Patrick's Trail map, which helps you to get about. We start in Armagh at St. Patrick's Cathedral. There are two cathedrals in Armagh. It's the only city in the world with two cathedrals named after one saint. We've got the Anglican Cathedral, which is the older of the two, and we also have the Roman Catholic Cathedral. Both are excellent for groups and for individuals. But I want to concentrate on the bit that goes between Newry, through the mountains of Mourne, into Downpatrick. So as I mentioned, Newry is the border town, and we have got this new walking trail, which we're just about to open. It's 130 kilometres. It takes about 3 days to walk. It's like, we're comparing it to the Camino of Ireland. It's like St. Patrick's Camino, just as there is the Camino de Santiago de Compostela in the northern part of Spain. Downpatrick is where I'm based, and that is where most of the legacy of St. Patrick in Ireland is found. We have, for example, the first church in Ireland, that's Saul, founded in 432 AD, which is a fantastic site. It's just exactly what you'd expect to see as a very old monastic church site in Ireland. It's here that Patrick is supposed to have died on the 17th of March, as well as being the first church in Ireland. I run the St. Patrick Centre, which is the only permanent exhibition in the world dedicated to St. Patrick. And we have a wonderful interactive exhibition and an IMAX presentation which tells the story of Patrick. And of course, in Canada, St. Patrick is celebrated. The Montreal Parade is the oldest parade in North America and one of the biggest. Down Cathedral, right beside the St. Patrick Centre, is where St. Patrick's grave is, and that certainly is worth a visit as well. A very beautiful place, built in the 1180s. And there's great access between here and there. It's only a couple of 100 metres away. And we of course got St. Patrick's grave. You mentioned at the start of our talk about St. Bridget and how St. Bridget's Day starts, or spring. Well, St. Bridget is actually buried beside St. Patrick. And we have a rhyme which local school children still learn, and it says that in Down, one grave, 3 saints do fill, Patrick, Bridget and Columkill. And within a kilometre of that is Inshabby, also where the legend of the snakes was written. Perhaps these days it's more famous, as are many of our sites here, for being involved as film locations in Game of Thrones, which is a very popular series that's on television. And the St. Patrick's Trail, the driving trail, ends at North Down Museum in Bangor. We've lots of lovely hotels in this part of the world as well. We've got the Slieve Donard Resort and Spa, which is in Newcastle. The Burrendale Hotel and Country Club, which is in Newcastle as well. Denver's Coaching Inn, the second oldest coaching inn in Ireland, which is in Downpatrick. We've got the Canal Court in Newry. And we also have the Kilmorey Arms, which is a lovely little hotel in Kilkeel if you would like to have the Mourne Mountains as a backdrop. So those are some of the things that you might be able to find if you come to St. Patrick's Country in the spring. And of course, St. Patrick's Day is a huge event for us. Dublin tends to have the most of the of the festivities that are happening, but we like to think of ourselves as the spiritual home of St. Patrick. So we have a much more modest parade, but we have a lot of celebration here, and we have a very important pilgrimage that goes from the first church in Ireland that I showed you earlier at Saw, and we walk the mile, people from all faiths and traditions, and we have a cross-community celebration in Down Cathedral. So St. Patrick is someone who continues to be celebrated here throughout the year and continues to do a lot of good work in bringing communities together. So hopefully that's a good story. And that's the end of my presentation.
The wonderful St. Patrick Centre. So if you just hang on the line to the end of the entire
Sure.
presentation, hopefully we'll have some questions directed to you as well. So up next we have Kevin Kerr from Culture West.
Hello?
Turn off their computer speakers, the actual presenters and speakers. Just if you do have your computer open, can you just quickly please turn off your computer speakers? Okay, and over to you, Kevin.
Folks, many thanks for having me today. I'm delighted to be speaking with you all. My name is Kevin Kerr. I'm a co-founder of Aperture West. The first slide up is our website information, where you'll find our contact details on our website. But let me begin by giving you a little bit of background information for Aperture West. It's an educational photography workshop that's based in Westport in County Mayo, Ireland. That is along the Wild Atlantic Way, the prominent part of the Wild Atlantic Way. My business partner and co-founder and fellow photographer is Michelle McCarran. I myself grew up in Mayo, and Michelle has lived in Westport.
Hi, Kevin. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. It's Helen here from Tourism Ireland. For some reason, we're getting a really, really bad echo from your line. Are you on a landline or a cell phone?
I'm actually on a computer.
Are you talking through the computer?
Yes.
Okay, that's possibly the problem that we're having, because it's broadcast live. It's picking up the computer speaker like return, so all we're hearing is like an echo from the computer speakers. Is there a way for you to talk to the computer without having your computer speakers on?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll turn them off. I'll turn the sound off, and see if that works.
Yeah, can you try that just quickly, and we'll just do a test.
Okay, and let me start again. So, tell me if that's good now, Helen.
Yeah, actually, that's.
Can you write it in and tell me in the chat box if that's good, or?
Yeah, it sounds perfect.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. So everybody's good? Okay, let me start again. So the first slide we've got going here is our website. Basically, you'll find all our contact information there. Let me begin by giving you a little bit of background for Aperture West. It's an educational photography workshop that's based in Westport in County Mayo, Ireland. My business partner and co-founder and fellow photographer is Michelle McCarran. I myself grew up in Mayo, and Michelle has lived in Westport for the past 3 years. We're both professional photographers, and we began our careers in the United States. I'm now based in Brooklyn, New York, and Michelle, also an Irish native, has relocated to Westport from San Francisco, basically to research and establish the business, because it was one of our main aims was to have a transatlantic approach to our workshops and business model. This is a particular slide of Westport Town itself. At Aperture West, we're primarily focused on landscape photography, and Mayo, of course, along the Wild Atlantic Way, has some of the most stunning landscapes in Western Europe. as well as an integral, at Aperture West, we essentially offer two flagship workshops. One is called Discover Mayo, and the other is called Coastal Mayo. They're week-long workshops, and we're offering 6 during the summer months of 2015. There's 3 Coastal Mayo workshops and 3 Discover Mayo workshops, but I'll talk about those in a moment. I'll talk a little bit about those in a moment. What is to note is that we also offer custom workshops that are tailored to a client's needs. Basically, we chat with the client about the time frame they'll be spending in Ireland, whether it be a week or 2 weeks, and we see if we can schedule them into one of our custom workshops. It's a 1 or 2 day workshop, and we see if we can schedule them into one of those 1 or 2 weeks that they spend. At this point, let me just touch on a general overview of what a main workshop entails. Essentially at Aperture West, what we do is we offer a service experience that includes photography instruction, transportation, accommodation, and meals. For example, on the first day, there's an airport pickup from Dublin or Westport, and then on that first night, we host a introductory dinner. So this is kind of like to break the ice, per se, with your clients. There's introductions all around, and basically we give the clients a sense of what to expect for the week. But at this point, please note that if your clients do sign up for a workshop, we'll have already talked to them individually, outlining a general itinerary of what they want from the workshops, and just letting them know that there'll be like early morning sunrises, late evening sunrises. This is one of Michelle's amazing images from Loch Mask. But there'll be evening sunsets, and throughout the times, another aspect of Aperture West is throughout the times where we're not shooting, we'll be introducing them to a more of a technical aspect of photography, which is like the digital workflow, file organization, image manipulation through like various Adobe software. So throughout the workshops, there will be some classroom instruction as well. What we found is that a lot of people take pictures and they never actually see the light of day. What we're doing at Aperture West is introducing clients to a simple, effective workflow. Basically, it takes their images to the next level. And essentially, they end up primarily presenting their prints. Their photography is fine art prints, so basically they can get their pictures off their computers, walls, which is what everybody really wants to do. As mentioned earlier, part of the full service experience is the accommodation. And myself and Michelle, we've researched and we found what we think is one of the best hotels in Westport, and that's Westport Hotel. It's actually one of the best hotels in Ireland. And all the accommodations through the signature workshops, through the week-long workshops, are included in that, the accommodation in Westport Hotel. As I mentioned earlier, there's going to be an introductory dinner, but throughout the week of photography, we'll be providing lunches and snacks on various day trips. And then on the last night of the workshop, we'll be hosting a farewell dinner where we'll all gather with clients and we'll present a slideshow of student work. We'll talk about the images, we'll critique the images, we'll talk about the week, what was good. It's kind of an informal affair, and it's a great way to wrap up a really good week of photography in the west of Ireland. So that's kind of the extra perks that Aperture West offer. But what essentially people are there for is to take pictures. And Michelle and myself, we spent the last several years exploring the back roads of County Mayo and really getting off the beaten path. And what we've discovered are some pretty awesome, what I consider anyway, some awesome and spectacular locations. I'm not suggesting no been there before, but if your clients are visiting the west of Ireland or Mayo, these aren't necessarily places that they would visit. So with the guidance of an Aperture West website, we're going to be taking them. This is actually one of the hotel rooms in Westport Hotel. So, but let me let me talk briefly about a coastal Mayo workshop. And the name kind of says it all. It's a workshop that's up and down the coast of Mayo, again, along the Wild Atlantic Way. We'll be taking clients, we'll be traveling by luxury coach to different locations each day along Mayo's spectacular coastline. The closer locations to Westport, we'll be photographing obviously at sunrise so people don't have to get up too early. And the further afield, we'll be there for some sunsets. It'll definitely make for some fantastic photography, and any photo enthusiast, obviously, the places that we'll be visiting are pretty spectacular. This is another one of Michelle's images from the coastline of County Mayo. So this is an image of Killary Harbour. This is Ireland's only fjord. Stunning location, both sunrise and sunset. But again, not necessarily a place a traveler might end up in the early morning or late evening. So at Aperture West, what we do is we take the clients out the best time of day when the light is right for the best photographic experience. Say, for example, we're here for sunrise. We'd photograph until late morning, then we'd return to Westport for an early lunch. And as I mentioned before, we'd go into a classroom situation and work on the digital workflow, tweak the images, and prepare them for print. This next slide is a slide of the Dunbrista Siesta. Now, this particular image is from North Mayo, and it definitely is one of those locations that are off the beaten path. It takes several hours to get there, but the coastline is just spectacular. And again, you know, they wouldn't venture there by themselves. It's a geological marvel and has a storied history in Irish mythology. We'll have a local driver, and like I mentioned earlier, a luxury bus. We'll have a guide accompanying us who's well-versed in the coastline of Mayo and the mythology involved around it. So basically, that's kind of a core understanding of what Aperture West is about. But our company also, we have a very distinct set of values. And as I mentioned earlier, we want the client experience to be, it's an all-encompassing experience. We want them to have the best accommodations, fantastic culinary experience, and most importantly, to leave the west of Ireland with some of the best slides, the best pictures they've ever taken. We value, at Aperture West, we really value quality in respect of the technical and aesthetic fundamentals of photography. You know, we have an attachment and awareness to our natural environment, and as Michelle put it so eloquently, we're essentially environmental stewards. We want to inspire and bolster people to appreciate the natural landscape in County Mayo and Ireland as a whole. We've nurtured personal, professional relationships with the owners of hotels, bed and breakfasts, and a multitude of fine restaurants around the Westport region, and there's amazing food around Westport. You know, it's not going to be a good experience if the photography is great, but the food or hotel is not. So we've taken it upon ourselves to research the options thoroughly and ensure a fantastic all-around experience. Another thing to remember about Aperture West is we're also there to nurture the relationships with our clients after the fact. Once you experience an Aperture West workshop and you head for home, we'll still be there after the fact. We encourage clients to remain in contact with us after the workshop is over. They can call, write, email us with any questions they have pertaining to anything that happens during the workshop or any of their photography that they're doing by themselves. So basically the experience with Aperture West, it doesn't end when they go home. We're still there for them after the fact. Again, this is another image from Loch Mask, early morning. We're there basically to facilitate networking between ourselves and our clients. We want to build a community that has an appreciation of the landscape, has an appreciation of Mayo and Ireland and photography. And like I mentioned before, we're there. This is an image of Clare Island I took for myself from Croagh Patrick. like I said, we're there for for your clients long after the workshop is over. If they want to participate in one of our workshops, it already speaks to what they appreciate in photography and the landscape. And again, let me just bring up my last slide, which is our website. And on there you'll find our contact information and whatnot. So that's kind of it. So many thanks, and I appreciate it, and just let me know if you have any questions, and that's pretty much it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And yeah, a really unique product, and it sounds like a really customized option as well. So thank you. If you'd like to stay on the line, hopefully we'll have some questions for you at the end. So up next we have Michelle King from the Moulton Hotel, which is a super hotel located slap bang in the middle of Killarney in County Kerry. And Michelle, are you there?
I am indeed. Hi, Helen, and hello
Hi,
to everybody.
I'll hand it over to you. So.
Thank you very much, Helen, and good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for taking the time to join our webinar today. And as Helen said, my name is Michelle. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for the Moulton Hotel in Killarney, which is one of Killarney's best-known hotels. We're a beautiful historic hotel located in Killarney Town Centre. And I'm sure, and I hope most of you have heard about Killarney and where we are, but I'm going to show you all the details on a map, so in just a second. So just to give you a quick overview on our beautiful property that you can see here, the Moulton is a beautiful Victorian 4-star hotel located in the heart of Killarney, and even though we're in the heart of Killarney, we are located on our own grounds of 6 acres. So you can see here we've quite a beautiful hotel. It was built in 1854 as a railway hotel. So even though we're in the heart of Killarney on our own private grounds, we're right beside the railway station, which is a great bonus for people if they want to travel by rail, which is a great and exciting way to see Ireland while they're visiting. And literally, we're just literally right across the way from the railway station. So just to put us an idea of where we are on the map here of Ireland, you'll see on the top left-hand corner map of Ireland, and then the green area is the lovely southwest of Ireland. And I've just given you an overview of lots of the lovely golf courses right around our lovely town of Killarney. So it's an absolute golfer's haven. If you have any clients that wish to come and explore the southwest of Ireland, Killarney is a very well-known destination for golfers to come and base themselves and play in our very iconic courses like Ballybunion, Waterville, even the old Head of Kinsale, which is in Cork. You know, we've our dedicated golfers who like to get up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, head off for a day's golf, and then come back to the hotel in the evening. We also have Tralee Golf Course as well, so very famous links and parkland courses right around us. And then the other little map there just gives you, I just wanted to give you an overview of how nice and compact Killarney town is for such a major worldwide destination. What I like people to understand is that once people come into Killarney, it's so nice and easy to get around. It's like it's a small town. You know, you've a couple of streets, but yet we have 26,000 acres of parkland right around our town. So it's the most spectacular in terms of scenery right around the whole of Killarney. So literally, once people come into Killarney, you know, straight away, they can get what we talk about worldwide about how beautiful Killarney is. We have very famous iconic day trips that you can do from Killarney, like the Ring of Kerry, the Gap of Dunloe trip, You can go to the west side of the county to do the Dingle Peninsula, and yet within 5 to 6 minutes walk from our hotel, you can be in the Killarney National Park and literally feel that you're out in the countryside. So it offers the best of both worlds. So anybody who wants to do any type of activities, if you've any, corporate clients that want to get out and do some team building, or if you have just people who want to do their leisure trips, be it, a jaunting car ride, which is synonymous with Killarney, which is our horse and buggy trip that you can do around the town, or you can go to the Killarney National Park. And then, of course, for the Wild Atlantic Way, as Helen was discussing earlier on, we are very fortunate to have some great discovery points and some of the signature points in Kerry. So again, people can come and stay in Killarney and discover all of the Wild Atlantic Way. So just to give you an overview of our facilities, as I said earlier, we're a 4-star hotel with 173 guest bedrooms, 2 restaurants. We have a bar, which has a really nice addition, which we just added on this year, which is a whiskey corner. We have a lovely leisure area with indoor swimming pool, sauna, jacuzzi, gymnasium, 2 outdoor tennis courts, and we also have beauty rooms as well. And we also have extensive meeting and banqueting facilities, and again, as I said, beautiful gardens surrounding the hotel. So as I mentioned, we were built in 1854 as a railway hotel. So here's a picture of days gone by and the very simplistic mode of transport. Our hotel is owned by the Scally family. We just changed ownership in the last 3 weeks, and the Scally family are a local Killarney family, and our other hotels in our portfolio include the Hayfield Manor, which is a 5-star hotel in Cork City, and another hotel in Killarney, which is the Killarney Royal Hotel, 32-bedroom boutique style property. Again, it's a 4-star hotel, so just literally across the road from us here in the Malton. So just to give you an idea of the gardens in the hotel, which is a really nice addition to have, being a town centre property. Beautiful gardens where our guests can go out in the evening for a walk after a day's touring, or take a jog around the gardens in the morning before breakfast, whatever they wish. And I suppose what's really nice in summertime, as Helen mentioned, our spring starts in February. So, coming into late March onwards, we have really good daylight up until about 7 o'clock in the evening, extending into the summer months. Then around June, you'll have daylight up until about 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night. And so it's really, really nice time of the year to visit. So I suppose what we pride ourselves on in the Malton is our dedicated and friendly team. What's really nice about Killarney is that our main economy in Killarney is all about tourism. So everybody really that lives in Killarney, and generations of families work in the hotel that have been handing down their years of experience and through their family generations. So a lot of our people in the hotel have worked here for quite a number of years. So it's absolutely wonderful, and they have all superb local knowledge. So if you've anybody out that wishes to go out golfing at a minute's notice, or out touring, if it's not on their agenda, we can organise that. And here we are, a very happy looking bunch there waving at you all. We celebrated our 160th birthday in July, so we were all very happy to stand in for a photograph and add another chapter to this wonderful hotel's history. So there's our GM Connor out the front, and a few more of us looking very happy with the special occasion that day was. So I suppose what's, being a Victorian style property, once people walk in to the front hall of the Malton, this is the front lobby here, where the concierge desk is, and that's reception just straight ahead of you. And what's really beautiful about the Malton, it's just people, the minute they come in the door, they kind of are drawn to look up at the beautiful high ceilings. The hotel is a listed building, and so everything that, any renovations that we do, it's all well preserved. So we still have these wonderful high ceilings with wonderful architecture, water crystal chandeliers, which are all original crystal chandeliers, back into the lobby, and into the kind of the drawing rooms at either side of the lobby. And we have a fireplace as well in the Malton, which is like our signature welcome. And we like to have that lighting 365 days of the year to make sure everybody feels nice and welcome. So this is just another side angle photograph of the lobby. So again, you get a lovely feel for the lobby. What's really nice about the reception area in the lobby is that, you know, if you have a small group that wish to have a remote check-in, if they're, you know, a group that like to have some extra hospitality while they're in the hotel, be it an afternoon tea or a cocktail reception, we've beautiful drawing rooms at either side of the lobby, and we can cater for mostly anything that our guests are looking for. This is our main restaurant in the hotel, the Garden Room restaurant. So again, you'll see we're still in the older style restaurant, which again has this magnificent dome ceiling overlooking the gardens of the hotel. And so our guests get to experience breakfast here every morning and dinner in the evening time. And just to talk to you a little bit about the food ethos here in the Malton, our executive chef, Will, is very much on the, likes to promise our guests a wonderful dining experience. We're very much, you know, looking to use and source local suppliers all the time so that we're using the best and freshest of quality ingredients. We even have our own herb garden in the gardens of the hotel. So you can see Orla here picking some lettuces that we have growing in the gardens of the hotel. So from springtime onwards, our gardens become really lovely and colourful with all different tomatoes, courgettes, lots of different vegetables that we grow fresh there every day. And this is just another one of our smaller restaurants, which again can be booked either for general dining or for private dining. The bar in the Malton is a really nice atmospheric venue for people to come in and enjoy a glass of wine or a pint of Guinness after their day's touring, or a nice bite of food if they don't feel like having anything too formal. We've entertainment on the weekends, and there's always a nice buzz in the bar in the Malton, and people like to mingle and meet some local people as well. And we've great team there in the bar helping people to choose different types of whiskies. This is our whiskey corner here, and what we did this year when we opened up the whiskey corner is we created these whiskey flights, which is like a whiskey tasting experience. So on the picture there, you'll see 3 different glasses, and we've paired different whiskies, Irish, Scottish, Canadian whiskies, and people can just come into the bar, chat to our bar guys, and they'll put together a collection of whiskies to suit your taste and budget. So there's very good price range of whiskey tasting there available. We also have a really nice wine rooms, which is like a walk-in wine cellar, and the wine rooms carries a huge collection of wines from all around the world. And we also do a really nice food service in here as well. So it would be a more kind of a bistro style food offering in the wine room. So you could have, you know, a nice steak with mushrooms and tomato, or you can have a charcuterie board. And we also have this Eno wine system, which is like a kind of like a self-service wine system. But our sommelier will be there to help people choose different wines. So they can buy a debit card on the way in, and Massimo is there, and he'll help people choose different wines or experience different wines, from a tasting glass to half glass to a full glass, whichever they wish. So it's another nice way for people to relax in the evening time. So in our 173 bedrooms, we have 3 different room types. We have our classic rooms, we have our junior suites, which you can see here. And this is one of our junior suites in the old house, as we call it. And so again, you have these wonderful floor-to-ceiling windows, you know, really nice high ceilings. The theme of the decor here would be your more traditional style decor. Then you can move into the newer wing, where we have our deluxe bedrooms. Again, these are one of the newer wings that were added onto the hotel down through the years. So they have a more modern style and decor to them. And then we have our classic rooms, which would be our standard bedrooms. In all of our bedrooms, we have complimentary bottled water, tea, coffee facilities. And throughout the hotel, we have complimentary Wi-Fi as well. Now, another addition to our accommodation product in the Malton is we have self-catering houses and apartments on site. So they're managed by the hotel. So all the guests who book our self-catering check in at the hotel reception with us and are escorted over to their accommodation by our guest services people. So we have a nice range of 4-bedroom houses. So if you have any family groups traveling together who would prefer something a little bit more home from home, our self-catering accommodation is absolutely fabulous. And all of the guests in the self-catering are welcome to use our leisure facilities, are complimentary. So again, we have a picture here of our leisure area. Again, you can see our pool areas overlooking the gardens of the hotel. You can see the mountains in the background as well. And our salon product is Yonka Paris, which is a beautiful salon product. Now, for anybody who has any clients who are thinking about bringing a meeting or an event to Killarney, the Malton, we have wonderful conference and banqueting facilities. We can cater for any style of meeting from 10 people up to 800 people. Lovely pre-reception areas, lovely bright conference area which has natural daylight coming into it. And then we also have an auditorium which is a fixed seated meeting room for 225 people. Then we can transform from daytime to nighttime. So again, if there's any conference group or corporate group that want to have a banquet, we love doing gala banquets. We have a wonderful banqueting centre which has coloured lighting. So if you've a client who has a corporate colour, we have lots of different colours, so I'm sure we can match their brand colour. This is just an image of the bar in the room as well. So just giving you an overview of the Malton. On the top left-hand corner here, you'll see an aerial shot of the hotel. You'll see us there with the ivy and clad facade at the back of the hotel there. And this is for a corporate event that we did a few years ago, and they put up a marquee in the grounds of the hotel. You can see our tennis courts there at the top. So again, it gives you a very good overall impression of the grounds of the hotel. And this is another event we did for an outdoor catering. We hired in a marquee. But if you've a group who just want to do a cocktail reception or a barbecue, we can do all of that as well in the summertime. So it's there's lots of options. So that's it. So thank you again for your time. Again, my contact details are there. You'll find us on Facebook, and our website is themalton.com.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for that wonderful presentation about the Malton Hotel. We're just asking if anyone has any questions. I have a question for Kevin, if he's still there. Kevin, are you still there? Sorry, Kevin, are you still there?
Yes, Helen, I'm still here.
Okay, perfect. I'm just wondering about, like, obviously with your company, you have the kind of, the set tours, the 2 that you do, and you were talking about being able to customize a lot of your options. Do you have, a group size recommendation for your particular type of product? I would imagine it's maybe on the smaller scale, or what's your minimum group size?
Well, our minimum group size for, am I an echo again?
Still echo.
Our minimum is for the custom workshops, which are 1 and 2 day workshops. We'll take out anywhere from 2 to 12.
Okay.
So that's the custom workshops. The signature workshops, we take out a minimum of 7 people and a maximum of 10 people. So they're very much one-on-one. At any given time, there's not going to be more than 5 clients with 1 instructor.
Okay, perfect. And if you have clients who particularly want, a style of accommodation, maybe like all 5-star castle properties, is that something that you can arrange? Are you fairly flexible about the offering that you can kind of build and work up?
Yeah, we're definitely flexible when it comes to we have been in contact with Hotel Westport, and we've obviously talked to the people there and whatnot. We feel that's a fantastic place to stay. But if people have, certainly if they have a preference and they don't want to stay in Hotel Westport, then it's certainly something that we're flexible about. And once we start talking to a client, nothing is set in stone per se. If they want a particular place that comes as direct, then we certainly work that into the pricing and the accommodation like that,
Excellent.
Hello.
Thank you for answering those questions.
All right, and we do see that Michelle is writing. So once again, should you have any questions that you would like to direct the presenters, please feel free to write them in chat 4, and a moderator will assist you in directing them. And otherwise, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us today. It's been really lovely and very informative. So I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Helen, Tim, Kevin, and Michelle for joining us today and for giving us a fantastic presentation. So once again, if you have any questions for the presenters, please feel free to write them now. Okay, so once again, I would like to remind everybody that a recording of the webinar will be handed out a little bit later, either today or tomorrow. So please expect that in your inboxes. I will be making the contact information available, and you will be able to see it on the recording as well. So if you have any questions that pop into your mind after we're gone this afternoon, please don't worry, you can always direct them to the individual in question. Should you have any technical questions, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. I am T.F. Bradley, B-R-A-D-L-E-Y, at Baxter.net. And I will be happy to answer any for you. Once again, we would like to thank you for joining us. Last call for questions. All right, well, thanks for joining us, and we hope you have a great afternoon, and that you get the chance to visit Ireland sometime.